Hi folks, welcome to today's process video. Uh, Before I talk about today's comic, one thing I've noticed looking back at this recent batch of videos where my face is in there is I keep looking away from the camera, because I've got the comic off here to my right, but I really should be talking to you, not to the comic. So I'll try to keep myself from turning away from the camera so much. So today's comic is an interesting one in that it shows my growing confidence when it comes to not having to render everything, of letting the white of the page work just as much as the colors. And this is especially apparent in the first panel, where I originally was intending on giving the snow that Santa is standing on. I was originally going to give it a more rendered look. And as I got to working on it, just I think the simplicity of the line work just lended itself better to just not doing anything with it, just leaving the white of the page to evoke the snow. Because why add something that doesn't need to be added? If it looks good enough as is, why change that? Why mess with that? So I decided to listen to my gut, and I went along with that, and I'm glad I did, because it gives the comic a nice kind of graphic effect, almost like it's something that you would see on a Christmas card, except maybe not quite this. So maybe a subversion of a Christmas card art. And if you look at that first panel, it's interesting in that I'm managed to get across the look of Santa standing on this like snowy expanse with like trees in the background and the sky in the like in the background further, by not doing all that much really. I mean, if you look at the original line art, literally all that is in that panel is Santa, a few lines in the snow to kind of get across kind of like a strong light shining on him, and then just like the suggestion, not even fully drawn, but just the suggestion of trees in the background. And it's amazing how just adding just a touch of color to the top, coloring the line work of the trees, and then just adding a touch of color to the line work on top of the snow and leaving it at that, is all that needs to be done to fully put us into that scene. And I've mentioned this before, but like an artist who is really, really great at that, of the less is more approach to art and backgrounds and whatnot, is Mike Mignola, the artist behind the Hellboy comics. And if you look at his work, he is an absolute master at just using the barest of like elements, like of like big chunks of spot black and other big chunks of say white, like of just nothing, yet they get across so much with so little, and I love that. And I hope that, I mean, this is definitely nowhere near Mike Mignola's work, but I like to think that I kind of achieved the same kind of thing he goes for with his work, with that background in the first panel. So with the subsequent panels after that, I mean, I didn't really need to add in much of a background. So with the second panel, because the background had been, because we've been established in the first panel, with the second panel I just added in like just a quick gradient in the background coming down towards Santa, and it still kind of fakes getting across a background without having to do all that much work. And Oh, when I put it that way, it sounds really lazy, but you know, sometimes you've got to work smart. Not just sometimes, you just full stop, you've got to work smart. And if you can do something that can shave off some time from what you're doing, but not come across like you're shaving off time, if you know what I mean, um, then you should go for it. Now, I wouldn't use that as an excuse to be outright lazy with your work, but if you can take an element out without it affecting the readability of a thing or how it looks, go for it. I mean, that's just working smart. Okay, and I'm looking away here because I need. Oh, I am getting a thing saying my hard drive is nearly full. So look, I think I've talked enough about this comic. I will leave it at that. Get going with this, and I will talk to you at the next video. Take care, and thank you for watching.